Tales from my D&D campaign.
Previously,
you have two options. You're our prisoner, or we kill you right here.
damn it!
And he knows you're not bluffing because you already attacked his hostage.
The double doors are blown off by some kind of alchemical explosion. Then he hits Draven with Deathmark, or rather, the cold version of Deathmark.
Don't attack Draven!
You did it! You killed a damn monitor!
The rest of the party teleports back.
I found some symbol I couldn't identify down in the basement.
Someone's been here before us? Son of a marker used by members of the Hand of Sirius. Ginneron's data cross-references with the energy spike we previously discussed approximately 1 year ago. What? A small entity transferred through the portal.
Your homunculus!
7 came through to here! A primitive construct, heavily damaged, emerged from the portal. It was placed in a repair bay. Once physically restored, it left the facility.
What? Down the tunnel? Or into the Arctic?
The Arctic. Draven's connection had been broken as 7 entered Ginneron's failing portal, but it seemed 7 had survived, though possibly changed by the incident. Suddenly, that basic Hand of Sirius symbol made a lot more sense. I'm casting Sending, and you don't get anything. It's probably not even on this plane anymore.
If 7's still alive.
I've got to look up scrying. Oh, but it needs an expensive material focus, a fancy mirror.
1,000 gold piece mirror?
Yes.
For scrying?
Yeah.
They have one, up in the labs.
Bonus.
Unlike Sending, you can scry someone on another plane. Let me look up the scrying modifiers. I am definitely familiar with the subject. It was your familiar.
7's made with your blood, right?
Exactly. Soon enough, they're gathered around the scrying mirror, and Draven's concentrating on the powerful divination. Scrying attempts to look and listen in on a creature, and the space around that creature for 1 minute per caster level, no matter where the target is, give or take a thin sheet of lead. The target gets a saving throw against the scrying, with +5 to defend against it if they're on another plane, and more bonuses if you've never met the individual, but if you are very familiar with the individual, they get -5 to the save, and who could be more familiar than Draven's Arcane Familiar? You see 7. It does look a little bit different. A bunch of its parts have been replaced with similarly shaped bits of blue metal, and based on that, it almost looks like part of it was disintegrated before Polaron repaired it. 7 appears to be flying down some kind of natural tunnel. It passes through an extremely narrow space, which it can do being tiny, but then the tunnel widens into a room with a number of angular rock cuts. There 7 stops, watching. Then you see several ant-like humanoids pass by. 7 doesn't greet them or anything. It appears to be spying on them.
Laura got a natural 20 on her bardic knowledge check.
20 or no, I'm afraid this isn't a very bardic knowledge-y situation. There's no way she can learn much about the location from what Draven describes of his vision, but she does have a good idea of where in the Feywild the Formians are occupying, at least as of a couple years ago. The Formian occupation was why the elves were heading back to their lands, a lot of them going through to support the Eladrin there. The Feywild?
Feywild.
What's it doing in the Feywild? I was just going to teleport to it.
Not in the Feywild, you aren't.
Wait, caverns? You can't go down in the Feywild. There are some weird exceptions. Certain places where caverns already exist in the Feylands might be diggable, or if you piled up a bunch of dirt or rock, it should take centuries for the planar bottom to adjust.
But it's still weird.
Very.
Draven watches the homunculus for the rest of the spell's duration, enough to be quite certain that 7 wasn't working with the Formians, but little else was certain. Plane shift plus another Eldritch Eye or 2 leading to the middle of Formian territory with no understanding of what 7 was doing or why. It was just too much for right now, especially when they were supposed to be planning to rescue Zahir from the Vampire King. I guess I can scry it again later. So for the present, they move on to interrogating the surviving Dragonborn. What's your moral compass on torturing people?
We'll see.
I'm not in favor of freaky, disfiguring, or long-term tortures. Slapping someone around a little bit? Whatever. The blue-scaled Dragonborn, whose name is Imasa, the one with some martial maneuvers, was pretty secure, surrounded by golems.
Are they keeping charges on him all the time?
No. Technically, I haven't made any game rule against them doing that. They don't have limited uses, particularly in the facility. But there are non-tangible, common-sense, unquantified energy usage limitations. So even though they can certainly march around 24/7, they aren't going to be using all of their abilities all the time like that. They'll have ready actions, though, in case he tries something. Definitely.
I know why I'm here, but why are you here?
We came for the ley line.
What did you want with it?
Wasn't really my department. You could ask Fadir if your friend hadn't killed him.
We can still ask him.
He seems slightly disconcerted by that.
Why did he want the ley line?
I don't understand these things, but Fadir planned to use it somehow to help counter the power of the Red Dragon Lords.
Why didn't you say that? That's interesting.
Maybe if you hadn't attacked us.
This place was supposed to be uninhabited. Nothing but dangerous machines.
You can't come in attacking everyone in sight. Sometimes you lose.
Yes.
Seems like we let everyone in. Nobody can get in. We show up. In half a day, everyone can get in.
It's unfortunate that you tried to get in when everyone's on high alert. I'd like to think that Angel wouldn't have killed your friend otherwise, but Angel. You know that your Angel attacked our hostage. What did she do? I'm sure you saw the woman, the human that we brought here. It was your friend that nearly killed her.
Did you threaten to kill her?
Probably.
I would have done the same thing. Probably. Well, I probably would have just attacked the enemy. Risked her life, but not actually attack her.
I don't think Angel is that concerned.
No moral code is a big advantage.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Would you have killed the hostage?
Not a chance.
What about the other members of her expedition?
She was alone when we found her.
It seems that she was actually from a previous expedition, not the one that was captured by the orcs and killed by Hag and her boys. Ever since orcs destroyed Zahir's village, there had been a rise in groups searching for the kind of lost treasures Zahir's people used to recover and sell. A detect alignment spell shows Imasa to be lawful neutral, which tells them little about his side's motivations, so they move on to his dead partner, Fadir. While Little One stays in the secondary armory to keep watch over Imasa, the others gather around Fadir's body in one of the empty labs, and Black casts Speak with Dead, which could answer quite a few questions now, between his increased caster level and not suffering the 50% penalty I applied when using the spell on a Warforged. As usual, Black has to actually ask the questions, but the other characters vigorously debate and crowdsource them, bearing in mind that they have a live prisoner to compare answers with afterward.
How were you going to draw power from the ley lines?
The Master was going to use her amulet.
Master? Who's the Master?
We could ask the live one that. Is the Master a dragon?
That's a yes or no question. There must be a better way to ask that. There's a lot of discussion of what to ask, but they settle on,
What is the name of your Master?
Lady Myolana.
Bardic knowledge?
Mora hasn't really heard anything about this person, but given the context, it does sound like a dragon name. I wonder what color she is. I should remind you that in this world, the alignment only follows the color about 50% of the time for dragons. So a metallic dragon's not necessarily good, and a chromatic dragon is not necessarily evil. It's correlation, but not causation.
Where is the amulet?
Fadir's spirit, or body, or however this thing works, he saves this time. No answer to that one.
Could the Lady Explorer be the dragon?
As soon as you started asking that, I was like, that would be the twist.
Is the Lady Archaeologist the dragon?
I'm afraid he saves again. Did Angel detect thoughts, her? She saved. Damn it, where is she? Well, somebody is with her. Angel was clear that she's always being watched. You're not leaving her alone. So, who's with her? Who's with the Speak with Dead? Are you moving back and forth?
More is with the lady. We've cast Detect Magic. The amulet would send out like a sore thumb. Polymorph might hide that.
I'll cast True Seeing, then walk over there.
I've been itching to fight a dragon. Arrgh.
Okay, Black's got to stay with the body. We'll say you have her chilling in another lab nearby while you do the creepy divine necromancy stuff. I'm gonna True Seeing her, see what happens. This would have to be the most ridiculous Xanatos gambit for her to be the dragon, but I'm still gonna check. Okay, huge fucking blue dragon. Are you serious? Yes. So I peek in the door, calmly lean back out, then try to get the others' attention. If Black leaves the area, the Speak with Dead will end. You still have minutes and questions left.
I don't think that's important, no.
She's a fucking dragon!
I'm so screwed.
Any second of calm I had, like the poker face at that moment, is gone. She's a dragon!
Jim said alignment doesn't necessarily match.
Since you were using True Seeing, you could see that even though her human form has no equipment beyond crappy clothes, polymorphed into her, she does in fact have an amulet, which she apparently just wears around a finger, as well as 2 rings, and some kind of metal guards on her claws, which probably occupy a glove slot.
A dragon. With gear.
The lady is a dragon. Get everybody together, but keep it very quiet because dragons have very good hearing. Angel runs down to catch Little One up on the situation.
So, your lady wants to use the amulet to displace the red dragons, to end their tyranny, you said.
Yes.
Does she want to replace it with her own tyranny? What's her motivation?
Her motivations are her own. We merely serve.
Of your own free will?
Yes.
Why?
Because she's our master.
He's not in a trance or anything. He answers firmly, but he does look like he's still thinking about that question a bit afterward.
If the Dragonborn did not have to serve dragons, would they?
The decent ones.
Are there decent dragons?
The decent Dragonborn.
Oh, the decent Dragonborn would serve.
I see. It tells me nothing. She could be either evil or good. Only one way to find out.
Kill her and analyze her brain?
I was gonna say ask her. I'll talk to her.
When you get there, these three are standing outside the room. Mass resist electricity. A Dragonborn's scale color might not match its breath weapon, and dragon alignments aren't guaranteed here, but a true dragon's color definitely still determines its stats and its breath weapon, and blue dragons breathe lightning.
So I walk into the room.
Here's a question. Who, if any, among the NPCs did you share this message with?
I used a message spell to tell Mora to back off and not act suspicious.
You can generally expect Mora to be subtle.
I'll follow him in.
Draven's lurking in the doorway.
No, I'll come into the room, but definitely not entering melee range. That could be tricky. Ugh.
I think we need to start from scratch. I never introduced myself properly when we arrived. My name is Little One, son of the Bronze Death, a bronze dragon. Your turn?
I am Lady Myelana.
She has an eyebrow arched, though she doesn't seem very surprised that you seem to have guessed that she's a dragon. Lady who? She just ignores him.
Where do we go from here? Are we going to fight to the death? Or are we going to be able to speak with each other first?
I don't want to die, but I want to loot. Also, dragons are made of rare spell components.
As long as we're dropping the pretext, I want to know, where is that man? Is he just waiting to teleport in, as you were?
You're going to have to be more specific. Yeah.
His scent is all over this place. All over you, and you. Ever since I entered this place, it's been obvious.
Again, going to have to be more specific.
Who the hell?
Where is Darius?
It doesn't particularly ring a bell.
Mora gets a 30 on her bardic knowledge.
She looks perplexed for a moment, mentally stretching. Darius? Of the Frozen Wastes?
He wasn't of anywhere. He goes where he pleases. As I do.
Wait, did we come across another f***ing dragon?
I'm sure we would have noticed if we killed a dragon. Shapeshifters revert upon death.
Is Darius a dragon?
No.
This Darius. His scent is especially strong on me and Angel?
We're trying our best here.
But nobody we know of is going to be teleporting in. Back to the matter at hand, though. Are we going to have to kill each other?
I don't care about that right now. I just want to know why his scent is all over you.
Rainbow Dash? Wait, is there some chance he could be my father? I never knew him. And you probably smell like him.
Who did you say was your mother?
The Bronze Death. Lady Viserys.
You never even met him?
Never met him. Don't know his name. Don't give two shits about him. What was your intention if you found him? Rip out his spleen, or...?
I don't know. We'll see if I kill him on sight. And we'll go from there.
She's looking at you funny now.
That's a pretty up situation.
And you know nothing of where he is?
My dad? I don't even know if he's still alive. Making love to a dragon can't be too safe.
Or two dragons.
Whoa! Whoa! She doesn't know what she's gonna do with him.
He was playing the fiddle.
Oh, wow.
Whoa!
He likes the lightning ladies.
Ride the lightning.
Ride the lightning. Wow.
Okay. I suddenly feel the need to stab something. I don't know why. We've got to get back to, why do you want the ley line? It's the whole reason why you're here.
I don't even care about that anymore. It was probably a foolish notion anyway. It's certainly cost me too much already. I have an amulet in my possession. Historically, it is said to have played a part in the downfall of Lord Archaeologist.
The Great Red Dragon slain in the Freeborn Rebellion? Yeah, that one. Some of them knew bits and pieces about those events, but Mora later explained that Lord Archaeologist was one of the foremost Dragon Lords ruling Novendil, and was slain by the Dragonborn when they rebelled, and killing him shook the others. It was a major factor leading the surviving dragons to abandon the continent. For a time.
Well, the state of the amulet when I got it was significantly less impressive than in the tales. It should have far more potential. According to my research, when Ashur crafted it from his own eye, he did so using the volcanic ley lines. I was hoping that Fadir and I could recharge it in some fashion, returning it to its former power, so I could use it to assert myself and return to my lands.
Reassert herself.
Wow.
So, help or hinder, what do we do?
Next time on Tales from My D&D Campaign.
Mylana or two dragons. Insert real audio. Real audio. No wonder she doesn't know what to do with him. He was playing the field. Whoa.
He likes the lightning ladies.
Why so Darius?